Jesus drew near Jerusalem, he saw the city and wept over it, saying, "If this day you only knew what makes for peace, but now it is hidden from your eyes. For the days are coming upon you when your enemies will raise a palisade against you. They will encircle you and hem you in on all sides. They will smash you to the ground and your children within you, and they will not leave one stone upon another within you, because you did not recognize the time of your visitation."
The tears of Jesus. In today's gospel, Jesus stood upon the hill and gazed upon Jerusalem. He did not raise his voice like thunder, nor condemn the stones beneath his feet. He simply paused, looked long and deep, and his tears became the language of truth for a people who had forgotten how to listen. He wept not for walls or towers, but for hearts that no longer recognized what makes for peace. They saw him, yet their seeing was shallow. They heard him, yet their hearing was hollow, and their longing for salvation was weaker than their attachment to pride. For blindness is not just losing sight, it is losing insight. It is when the eyes remain open, but the soul refuses to awaken. Blindness is defending the choices that brought harm upon the land and calling it loyalty. It is endorsing leaders who burden the people and then covering the wound with louder speeches and borrowed righteousness. Some say, replace the corrupt with another, as though exchanging one stained garment for a similar one could ever clothe a nation in integrity. But a people who have suffered long know this truth. We do not seek a new mask for an old disease. We seek a new spirit, a cleansing of the heart of governance. We desire leaders, untainted by hidden dealings, who fear God and do not curse his name, who heal instead of wound, who solve problems, instead of preserving power and enriching circles of privilege. We long for leaders who love the environment, not as ornament, but as lifeblood. For no nation can endure when its rivers choke, its forests fall, and its cities turn their backs against the very earth that sustains them. We long for leaders whose record is the testimony of communities restored, whose hands are clean of shadow dealings, whose work is transparent like a window facing morning light, whose budgets have no corners of secrecy, no opaque funds hidden from the people, no flags from auditors waving in the storm. Such leaders exist, quiet in their labor, simple in their honesty, steady in their devotion to the common good. They do not parade themselves. They plant righteousness the way farmers plant seeds, with patience, with humility, with hope. Yet many still march behind the familiar faces, blind to the truth that caused their suffering. And Jesus, beholding us from his hill, weeps again, not because we are doomed, but because we choose the familiar chain over the unfamiliar freedom. He sees also the gentle ones, the volunteer who sorts relief goods by candlelight, the fisherman who rebuilds his boat before dawn, the nurse who comforts a stranger far from home, the mother who shields her children from fear, the elder who prays for a world she may never see. These are the protectors of peace, the custodians of hope, the nation's quiet backbone. Jesus did not weep because destruction was inevitable. He wept because transformation was possible, and blindness stood in the doorway. And so he speaks to every city, every island, every community, every trembling heart. Will you open your eyes before insight slips away? Will you seek truth before noise devours your wisdom? Will you choose leaders who guard the nation's future and honor the God who watches over it? Will you finally recognize peace before the storm begins again? For he whispers still with the tenderness of eternity and the urgency of love. If only you knew what makes for peace.